The first steps to building healthy financial habits, the start of a transformative journey. Did you know that financial success doesn't begin with large sums of money, but rather with small daily habits? Healthy financial habits are like seeds. They may seem small and insignificant at first, but over time, they grow into an abundant harvest. Today, I'd like to invite you to plant those seeds in your own life. A lot of people have tried to save or get organized financially, only to end up quitting. Maybe they weren't sure where to begin, or felt they weren't making progress fast enough. Here's the good news. You don't need any magic solutions or drastic changes to transform your finances. It all starts with small, consistent steps. If you felt frustrated in your attempts to manage your finances, remember this isn't the end of the road. This video is for you. Together we'll explore the first steps to a more organized, less stressful financial life, one that's aligned with your long-term goals. Get ready to shift your mindset and transform your relationship with money. 1. Why habits? Our essential habits shape our lives in every aspect: personal, professional, spiritual, and financial. They're like automatic programs we run each day, often without even realizing it. Through constant repetition, a habit becomes a natural pattern of behavior. That's where habits wield their greatest power. What you do consistently defines who you are, and ultimately, what you achieve. In the Bible, there's a powerful principle about forming habits found in Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This passage teaches us that the guidance we receive and the habits we develop early on can shape our future. The same applies to our financial habits. Just as a child's character is formed over time, so is our financial destiny by the behaviors we repeat daily. Now think about your current financial habits. Are they bringing you closer to or farther from your goals? This self-reflection is crucial because we often don't notice how our small, day-to-day decisions add up. Behaviors like unplanned spending, not tracking expenses, or skipping savings might seem harmless in the short run, but over time, they can become significant roadblocks to achieving a healthy financial life. Picture a dripping faucet. Each drop may seem insignificant, but over the course of a month, those drops can fill an entire bucket. Habits work the same way, small and sometimes overlooked, but cumulative and powerful. Good financial habits, like setting aside a modest amount of money each month, may seem inconsequential at first, but over the years, they can grow into an emergency fund or a savings account for your dreams. Recognizing how habits accumulate also helps you conquer a major challenge: procrastination. We often put off changes in our lives because we think they require massive effort. In reality, true transformation begins with simple, manageable steps. You don't have to do everything at once. The key is to identify one small habit you can start right now and keep doing it consistently. Habits also create a positive cycle of motivation. When you take a small step and see the first results, you're encouraged to keep going. For example, if you begin tracking your expenses every day, you can see exactly where you're overspending. This insight motivates you to correct course and save more. Over time, you'll feel more in control of your finances, and you'll grow increasingly confident about setting bigger goals. Another important point is that financial habits don't just impact your bank account, they also affect your mindset. When you commit to healthy financial practices, like regularly saving or investing in your own financial education, you're rewiring how you think about money. This can lower stress, increase your sense of security, and help you make decisions that align with your values and objectives. Remember, building habits takes patience. It's not about immediate perfection, but rather ongoing progress. Mistakes will happen, but what matters is returning to your bigger purpose. When you view habits as a journey rather than a destination, it becomes easier to be kind to yourself and persevere, even in the face of challenges. To wrap up, ask yourself, which habits would you like to start cultivating today that could transform your financial future? Begin small. Spend 5 minutes a day tracking your expenses, set a modest monthly savings goal, or make a commitment to learn something new about personal finance. Each small action is an investment in your future. Just like the faucet filling the bucket, these habits over time will have a profound and life-changing impact on your financial well-being. 2. Identify your bad financial habits. Before you build a solid foundation for your financial life, you need to figure out what might be holding you back. Think of it like cleaning your house. Before you organize the space, you have to clear out the clutter. Bad financial habits work like anchors that keep you stuck in the same spot, making it tough to make any real progress. Once you recognize those habits, you take the first step toward genuine transformation. Bad financial habits can show up in many ways, from impulsive spending to seemingly harmless oversights, but they all share one thing in common: they block your growth. Picture them as small leaks in a boat. They may look minor at first, but over time, they can sink the whole ship. Questions to ask yourself. To identify the bad habits that may be hurting your financial well-being, start by being totally honest with yourself. Ask, do I consistently spend more than I earn? Do I make impulsive purchases without considering the consequences? Do I avoid looking at my finances because I find it complicated or stressful? Do I rely on credit cards or financing to pay for basic expenses? Do I struggle to set spending limits on leisure or small luxuries? Answering these questions might be uncomfortable, but it's crucial. We often get so used to certain behaviors that we barely notice their negative impact. For example, buying small items on credit may seem convenient at first, but that convenience can lead to mounting debt that's tough to manage. Keep in mind that many people face similar challenges, which can create a false sense of normal. But remember, just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy. Recognizing harmful patterns is the first step to overcoming them. Practical exercise: list your bad habits. One of the best ways to pinpoint bad financial habits is by writing them down. Grab a notebook or open the Notes app on your phone and list at least 3 habits you believe are holding you back. Be specific and honest. For example, buying items not in your budget simply because they're on sale, using credit cards without a plan and racking up unnecessary interest charges, skipping any record keeping and relying solely on memory to track expenses. Putting things in writing turns them from abstract ideas into concrete issues you can tackle head on. That simple step is already a powerful move in the right direction. Seeing the problems clearly makes it easier to come up with solutions. Recognize the costs of bad habits. After you've listed your bad habits, think about the price you're paying because of them. Ask yourself, how are these habits affecting my monthly budget? Are they slowing down my progress toward financial goals? Do they create stress or anxiety in my daily life? For example, never tracking your expenses might lead to overspending that undermines any plans to save. Meanwhile, relying on credit for basic purchases can snowball into debt, making long-term financial planning feel impossible. Identifying these costs helps fuel your motivation for change. Sometimes you don't see just how damaging a habit is until you stop and assess it. That moment of clarity can be the wake-up call you need to start making real changes. Replace bad habits with healthy ones. After figuring out your bad habits, the next step is to replace them with solid alternatives. It's not enough to just stop doing something. You need to give yourself a positive action to do instead. This helps build a new habit that can become automatic over time. For instance, if you're prone to impulsive online shopping, commit to waiting 24 hours before checking out. That short delay can help you dodge unnecessary buys. If using credit cards freely is a problem, set a strict monthly limit and reserve the card only for specific planned purchases. If you never track your finances, set aside 5 minutes at the end of each day to log your spending. This quick practice offers a lot of clarity and control. Remember, habits don't change in one day. It's a gradual process requiring patience and consistency. Don't beat yourself up if you slip. The goal is to keep progressing. The importance of self-compassion. Throughout this journey, self-compassion is key. Recognizing your bad habits can bring up guilt or frustration, but it's all part of the learning process. Nobody's born knowing everything about money. By tackling your habits now, you're taking important steps toward a healthier financial future. Think of this experience as growth, not punishment. Each small win counts, and every step forward matters. As you move ahead, you'll start to see the positive effects on your finances, and that momentum can propel you even further. By the end of this exercise, you'll be more aware of the behaviors that need adjusting and have a clear launching point to build good financial habits. That awareness puts you back in the driver's seat, ready to move toward your long-term goals. 3. Establish a simple, realistic budget. Having a budget is like using a map to guide you toward your financial goals. Without it, you're basically navigating in the dark, hoping you'll end up somewhere good, but with no real certainty you're on the right path. A budget is essentially your strategic plan for money. It lets you take charge of your finances instead of letting your finances take charge of you. Unfortunately, a lot of people shy away from creating a budget because they think it's restrictive, like a long list of don'ts. In reality, a budget is a tool for freedom. It gives you clarity and allows you to spend guilt-free on what truly matters to you. The sense of control it brings can be liberating and can completely transform your relationship with money. What makes a budget effective? For a budget to be useful, it needs to be simple and realistic. Sometimes we overcomplicate the process by trying to make it perfect or overly detailed. The key is to start with an easy-to-follow system, one that's practical and can be adjusted over time. Here are the essential steps. Track your income and expenses. The first step is to know exactly how much money comes in and where it goes. You can use a spreadsheet, a notebook, or budgeting apps like Mint or YNAB. Record all your income sources and categorize your spending. Include everything from fixed expenses, like rent, utilities, and car payments, to variable costs, like groceries and entertainment. Group your expenses into categories. Organize your spending into major categories such as housing, transportation, food, entertainment, savings, and debt. This helps you see at a glance where most of your money is going and highlights areas you might want to adjust. Analyze your spending. After tracking and categorizing your expenses, take some time to evaluate them. Which expenses are essential? Which ones can be reduced or eliminated? Often small changes, like canceling a streaming service you barely use or eating out less, can make a huge difference in your budget. Set clear priorities. An effective budget reflects your financial priorities. For example, if your goal is to build an emergency fund, decide how much you need to save each month and treat that as a non-negotiable line item in your plan. The same goes for paying off debt or investing in your future, making the budget part of your routine. Creating a budget is just the first step. The real impact comes from using it consistently. Set aside time each week or month to review your budget and monitor your progress. That way, you can adjust as necessary and make sure your spending stays aligned with your goals. Here are some tips to help you stick to your budget. Pick a regular check-in day. Choose a day each week or month to go over your expenses and update your budget. This builds a routine and ensures your plan is always up to date. Use tools to simplify the process. Budgeting apps can automate parts of the process, like categorizing your transactions or generating reports. That saves time and makes it easier to stay on track. Celebrate small wins. Whenever you manage to save extra money or hit a small milestone, give yourself a pat on the back. Recognizing these little victories keeps you motivated and reinforces your budgeting habit. The role of a budget in financial transformation. A budget is more than just a tool for monitoring your spending. It's a reflection of your values and goals. When you align your financial planning with what truly matters to you, every decision to spend or save takes on a deeper purpose. You'll find yourself less stressed and more confident about your finances. For example, let's say you want to buy a home or start your own business. Without a budget, these dreams can seem distant and out of reach. But by including specific savings goals in your plan, you turn big picture dreams into concrete objectives and map out clear steps to get there. A budget also helps you avoid common financial pitfalls like impulse buying or relying too heavily on credit. It gives you a clear view of what you can truly afford and helps you make decisions that are right for your long-term well-being. Over time, these steady, conscious choices can accumulate into major financial stability. Flexibility is key. Keep in mind that a budget isn't fixed in stone. It should adapt to changes in your life. If you get a raise at work, you might decide to increase your savings contributions or invest in new goals. On the flip side, if you go through a rough patch financially, you may need to cut back in certain categories to focus on essentials. The most important thing is not to abandon your budget when things get tough. Instead, use it as a tool to re-evaluate your strategy and maintain control, even during challenging times. This flexibility is what keeps a budget sustainable in the long run. The outcome of a well-designed budget. Following a simple, realistic budget delivers benefits that go beyond your bank account. It creates a sense of balance and security. You'll know exactly where you stand financially and where you're headed. That means less anxiety about money and more peace of mind. Plus, a budget empowers you to make decisions that align with your values and aspirations. When you know you're spending wisely, each financial decision becomes an opportunity to build the future you want. So start now. It doesn't matter how basic or imperfect your first budget is. What matters is taking that first step. As you get more comfortable with the process, you can fine-tune it to better meet your needs. Over time, budgeting will stop feeling like a chore and become an essential tool for turning your goals into reality. 4. Automate whatever you can. In Luke 16:10, we find a powerful principle. Whoever is faithful with very little will also be faithful with much. This verse reminds us that consistency and trustworthiness in the small things create a solid foundation for bigger responsibilities and achievements. When we apply this principle to our finances, automation emerges as one of the most effective tools for developing healthy, consistent money habits. Automating your finances means setting up systems that run on their own without relying on your memory or willpower. It cuts down on errors, procrastination, and forgetfulness, making sure important tasks like saving, investing, and paying bills happen regularly, no matter what else is going on in your life. The power of financial automation. Financial automation turns manual tasks into automatic processes. Think of it as putting your finances on autopilot. Just like a plane can cruise safely with an automated system, you can manage your money effectively without always having to think about every detail. One of the biggest benefits of automation is that it removes the need for constant willpower, which can vary over time. For example, you might start the month with the best of intentions, saving a chunk of your paycheck, but unexpected expenses or simple forgetfulness can derail those plans. With automation, the funds are transferred to savings or investments before you even get the chance to spend them on something less important. Automation also eases stress and helps you avoid missing important deadlines such as bills. This means no more late fees, no added interest charges, and no more constant worry that you're falling behind on your finances. How to start automating your finances. Putting automation in place can be simpler than you think. Here are some practical steps to get started. Set up automatic transfers for savings or investments. Right after you get paid, schedule an automatic transfer into a savings account or investment fund of your choice. Ideally, this should happen immediately following your paycheck deposit, so you're never tempted to spend that money first. Even if the amount is small, consistency matters most. Automate payment of fixed bills. Use your bank's online bill pay service or a mobile banking app to automate essential bills like rent, utilities, internet, or car payments. This saves time and ensures you never get hit with late fees. Use roundup features. Many banking apps offer a roundup feature that automatically rounds your purchases up to the nearest whole dollar and puts the difference into savings. For instance, if you spend $19.30, the app rounds it up to $20 and drops that extra 70 cents into your savings. It may not seem like much, but those small amounts can add up to a meaningful fund over time. Automate your investments. If you invest in stocks, mutual funds, or other financial assets, schedule automatic contributions so your investments stay on track, even if you're not following the market every day. This strategy, known as dollar cost averaging, helps you build wealth steadily over time. Benefits of automation. Financial automation offers a range of advantages that go well beyond convenience. Consistency. Your most important financial moves, like saving and paying bills, happen regularly, whether or not you're feeling motivated or have time to spare. Time saving. By automating repetitive financial tasks, you free up more of your schedule to focus on other priorities. Reduced stress. You'll rest easier knowing your finances are on autopilot with no worries about missed deadlines or forgotten bills. Better financial discipline automation creates a framework that helps you resist impulsive spending and stick to your financial plans more easily. Tips for maximizing automation. Although automation is a powerful tool, it's most effective when used strategically. Here are some tips to get the most out of it. Review your systems regularly. Automation doesn't mean set it and forget it. Take time monthly or quarterly to check that your automated systems still align with your financial goals. If your income goes up, for instance, consider increasing the amount you're saving automatically. Don't automate what requires close monitoring. Certain expenses, like variable or leisure spending, are trickier to predict and might not be great candidates for automation. Keep a closer eye on these costs to avoid overspending. Keep an accessible emergency fund. Make sure you maintain enough money in your primary checking or savings account to cover any automated withdrawals. This prevents any overdraft or insufficient funds issues. Combine automation with tracking use, budgeting, or finance tracking apps to monitor how well your automated processes are working and adjust your habits when needed. Automation and long-term planning automation doesn't just make day-to-day money management easier, it also plays a key role in long-term planning. For example, by automatically contributing to a retirement account or investment portfolio, you're setting yourself up for a more secure financial future without having to wrestle with the decision every month. Over time, consistent automation helps you reach bigger goals more efficiently. Even small, regular contributions can turn into significant sums thanks to compound interest. Conclusion: automating your finances is a practical way to put your goals on track, even when your focus and motivation might be elsewhere. Think of it as your personal financial assistant, running in the background to ensure your priorities are always met without constant effort. If you haven't already started automating parts of your finances, begin with small steps. Schedule an automatic monthly transfer to savings or set up autopay for 1 or 2 recurring bills. In time, you'll see how automation transforms your financial management, giving you more control, more peace of mind, and steady progress toward your biggest goals. 5. Make financial education a priority. Managing money is an essential life skill, one that can and should be learned and practiced. Very often, a lack of financial knowledge is the main roadblock keeping people from reaching their goals. The good news is that learning about personal finance doesn't have to be complicated or boring. In fact, It can be woven into your daily life in simple, practical ways that will transform your relationship with money. Why is financial education important? We live in a world where we're constantly faced with financial decisions, from small, everyday purchases to big-ticket items like investing or financing major goals. Without the right knowledge, it's easy to make mistakes that could have been avoided. Financial education acts as your compass, guiding you more confidently through these decisions. It also helps shift your mindset about money. Many people see money as something stressful or too difficult to manage. As you learn more about it, you'll start viewing money as a tool to help you reach your dreams and live more comfortably. Scripture also encourages us to seek wisdom in every area of life, including finances. Proverbs 24:3-4 says, "By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches." This passage highlights how knowledge lays the foundation for a prosperous, well-balanced life. How to start your financial education journey. You don't have to become an expert overnight. Financial education is a continuous process, and even small steps each day or week can add up to big results over time. Here are a few practical ways to get started. Set aside 15 minutes a week. You don't need a huge time commitment. Devote 15 minutes each week to educational content about money. It could be reading an article, watching a short YouTube video, listening to a podcast, or chatting with someone who's more experienced in the financial arena. Focus on one topic at a time. Personal finance covers a lot of ground, and trying to master everything at once can feel overwhelming. Instead, pick one area like budgeting, saving, investing, or debt reduction and really dive in. This way, you'll build a solid foundation before moving on to the next topic. Take advantage of free resources. There's a wealth of free information available online, from finance-focused blogs to video tutorials. Platforms like YouTube, specialized personal finance websites, and podcasts are great places to begin, no matter your current level of knowledge. Invest in books and courses. As you grow more comfortable, consider buying books or enrolling in online courses that go deeper. Classic reads like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason are must-haves for anyone who wants to grasp the fundamentals of money management and investing. Key topics to explore. The field of personal finance is vast, but here are some essential areas that form a strong foundation. Effective saving. Learn practical ways to cut unnecessary spending and increase your savings rate without sacrificing your quality of life. Basic investment principles. Get to know different types of investments like stocks, mutual funds, bonds, and real estate, and discover which are best suited to your goals. Strategies for getting out of debt. Develop a roadmap for paying off debts systematically, starting with those that have the highest interest rates. Building an emergency fund. Learn how to set aside money for unexpected events, like job loss or medical emergencies, so you're prepared for life's surprises. Retirement planning. The sooner you start planning for retirement, the better. Explore options like 401ks, IRAs, and other long-term investment strategies to ensure a comfortable future income. Making financial education part of your routine. To turn financial education into a habit, find ways to integrate it into your everyday life. Here are some ideas. Schedule fixed times. Pick a specific time, maybe 15 minutes before bed or during your commute, to watch, read, or listen to something related to personal finance. Take notes. Whenever you learn something new, jot down the main points and think about how to apply them to your own life. This practice helps move knowledge from theory to action. Share what you learn. Teaching someone else is one of the best ways to deepen your own understanding. Talk to friends or family about what you're learning. Not only will it solidify the information in your mind, but it might help them as well. Set learning goals. For example, Decide to read one finance book every 2 months or complete an online course by the end of the year. Specific goals help maintain your focus and motivation. Benefits of financial education. Investing in your financial education has rewards that go far beyond your bank balance. You can look forward to better decision-making. With more knowledge at your disposal, you'll feel more confident about big financial choices, whether you're selecting an investment or planning a large purchase. Less stress. Understanding your finances and knowing how to handle them significantly reduces money-related anxiety. Greater confidence. Financial education gives you more control over your life, inspiring you to aim higher and pursue more ambitious goals. Generational impact. By educating yourself, you not only change your own life, but can also pass on valuable wisdom to your children and loved ones, creating a legacy of knowledge and prosperity. Conclusion: the time to act is now. Building healthy financial habits doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey where each small step brings you closer to your goal. Think of it like building a house. Every single brick is progress toward the finished structure. It's not about speed, but consistency. Even the smallest actions you take today can reshape your tomorrow. The good news, you don't have to wait for perfect conditions to get started. Financial success isn't about huge leaps or radical changes. It's about steady, consistent steps over time. And the best part? You can begin right now, exactly where you are, with whatever resources you already have. I want to challenge you to take that first step today. Comment below, "I'm starting now." Make your commitment public and inspire others to join in. When we share our goals, we create a supportive network that propels us forward. Remember, financial knowledge grows when it's shared. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, send it to someone who could use a little push to improve their finances. Together, we can build a community of people who learn, grow, and thrive. And one more thing, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll never miss out on new content like this. Our mission here is to help you transform your financial life with practical steps, motivation, and solid information. Join us on this journey and follow each new milestone toward becoming your best self. So what are you waiting for? Let's build a strong financial foundation, one habit at a time. Your future starts today.